They wanna know about Islam, we'll give them da'wah. They wanna know what a Muslim does, we'll give them da'wah. When they wanna hate on our deen, we'll give them da'wah.
Whether there is a God or not.
What do you
believe? I'm waiting to know whether there is a God or not. I'm waiting for.
So you are waiting to know whether there is a God or not. Okay.
Yeah, and I think science is actually making headway.
Fine. So this book, which claims to be from God, because you are waiting to know, so the possibility exists that God exists or God doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You can take this as a claim where, okay, this book either is from God, which exists, or this God doesn't exist. Of course, this book cannot be from God because God doesn't exist. So let's take that option. Is there anything indicative in this book that says that God, this book is not from God if God existed? Everything for everything. What it does give is principles which are comprehensive. One of those principles is, as I said, for any detailed explanation of anything, it refers to the Prophet ﷺ. Yeah? He will be one making the tibyan likulli shay, explanation of everything that you want, the detailed explanation. So, yeah, of course, but he's the Prophet, and of course there will be other explanations. So, if you don't accept that principle from this divine being, saying he put a principle in this Qur'an, but I don't accept it. So I'm going to ask you a counter question. Where would you find the details which are exactly divinely accepted if it's not from the Prophet and Messenger who gives the explanation? Would you like to elaborate that first?
Before we actually jumped and went all wayward, we were actually discussing exactly what you were saying, which I agree that you said that if the details, or we are seeking details as a Muslim, the Quran tells one to go and get the information or the details from the Prophet. And when we actually agree that and say, okay, so by that you also mean that, therefore by that definition, the Prophet is infallible.
In the religious teaching, yes.
Yes. Okay. And then if
so you have no problem in accepting that principle?
No, I'm saying that I'm just following logic here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm just following, so I'm not disputing what I'm just
So this is logically sound, right? This is a logically sound principle.
If that's exactly the point I was making, that if one of the principles is that the Prophet is the living example of the walking, in fact, the walking Quran, then the assumption follows that the Prophet is infallible.
Yes.
In the religious sense.
In the religious sense, yes.
Yeah.
No, not in every sense. Why would you say in the religious sense?
No. So you expect him
why
to...
Why would you actually limit him?
So,
okay, I will tell you why.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you why. Now, there is one hadith to indicate this here. One day the Prophet ﷺ in the battlefield, he was saying to the companion, in the Battle of Badr, the first battle, he was saying to the companion, he chose one place, and he said, let's ambush here. Let's do it here. Then one companion said to him, O Messenger of Allah, do you think, is this your opinion or is it revelation from God? Then he said, no, it is my opinion, and I think it is a good place. Then he said to him, then Messenger of Allah, this is not a right choice. There is a better choice. Let's go to this such and such land. Now my point is, and in another place as well, in another situation, when the Prophet
you've answered that. Yeah, that's basically, but I want to get to that.
So when the Prophet migrated to Medina, the people of Medina used to bring the seed, because you know there is palm tree, female and a male tree.
Yeah.
They used to bring the male tree and put it beside the flower of the female tree
to fertilize. Yeah.
To fertilize. Now, when they asked the Prophet, he said, "Don't do it." And then they stopped doing it. The following year, they lacked in dates. They said, "Oh, Messenger of Allah, it was better." Then he said, "You know better in your lively matter. I am a messenger of Allah, alayhi salatu wasalam, that he came to teach us the religion of Allah. So his duty, alayhi salatu, so that's why he might be not an engineer, alayhi salatu wasalam.
Or a scientist.
He might be not a scientist. He might be not all of these things."
No, that's the point I was making. You understood where I was going. Yeah.
So that's what we say. In the matters of religion, yes, he is infallible. But in other things, he has his own ijtihad. He has his own ideas, and other people's ideas. with other lively matters.
But they see, I get you. That's where I was going. You got where I was going, and you actually gave the examples that were given. But then there's a fundamental issue there. The fundamental issue is that when I'm following the Prophet, if I'm actually not meaning to be, if they assume that you are a prophet, and I'm following. No. It's an example. It's an example. It's not.
I don't like it. I have issues. So let's say
if someone is a prophet,
If someone is a prophet, and you're supposed to follow this person as a prophet, as a person who's been sent effectively by God to be an example of how to be a true believer. And then now you're telling me that in following this prophet, there has to be in some shape or form, I've got to be able to discern what is a religious matter and what is a non-religious matter. And based on that, I follow some of the things and not follow some of them. Does that really make sense?
No.
Yes.
No, that's your understanding is wrong, and it makes sense. You know, for you, that's your understanding is wrong, but it makes sense. How is that? Because we need to understand God didn't send an angel. God sent a human being like us. He get hurt. People they hurt him. People they tortured him. They abused him. They say things to him. It happens to him. What happened to any nature or any human being? And part of it as well, he has his own, for example, ideas and thoughts about things. Yeah. So that shows that this is his human nature. Yeah, as a human being. Now, in terms of religious matter, because the infallibility in Islam, for you to know, means he will not make mistakes after revelation. The meaning of that, let me try to explain more.
After the angel.
When Allah is saying to him,
After revelation comes down to
don't
him.
do this, it means he will never do it. When Allah is saying to him, do this, he will do it with full submission. Yeah. Now the things that yet not Allah didn't reveal to him. Yeah. Allah didn't say to him, do it or not do it. Now this is his own opinion. Now it comes. If he did it, and God, for example, there are some incidents, and this is what you told. There are some incidents. Allah has rectified him and told him it was better for you to do such, but he didn't know the future. He doesn't know the unseen because he's not God. But he will do what he sees. He will judge according to what he understands and sees.
And that's why he's a prophet.
That's why he's a prophet.
That's before.
But if Allah revealed to him, said to him, don't do it, he will never do it. This is the infallibility of him. It doesn't mean he might take some decision. He took some decision. For example, the decision of the prisoner of Badr. He took a decision. For example, he accept compensation. He accept people if they compensate them with wealth, or if they compensate them. For example, someone will teach 10 of the youngsters of the Muslims, he will have his freedom. He accept this, but Allah told him later on, rectified him. That's because he doesn't know.
There was no prior revelation on this matter.
There's no prior revelation on this matter. But later on, Allah told him, no, it was better for them, those ones who has done these crimes to you, that you need to establish like the capital punishment on them. Now, this is the revelation that comes after. So, what we are saying here, the infallibility of the Prophet ﷺ, the meaning after revelation, he will never go against it. You understand? But the other matters, that's known. As a human being, he will do choices.
So then that could.
And if he was right, Allah will keep it. Okay. If he was wrong, or if he was wrong, Allah will rectify him. You understand?
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's try and have a dialogue, not a monologue. So basically, what you're saying, you've contradicted, is what the Americans call an oxymoron. Infallibility, by definition, means that they cannot be wrong. So there is no human element which is not.
Okay, but this is the definition of Islam.
No. Infallibility. I think
Whose definition? Whose definition of infallibility?
Can you open the?
No. What is it? Can you open what?
Can you open a dictionary?
Islamic dictionary or
No, an English dictionary.
Right. So basically, now you're saying you're enforcing a meaning of the word. What? Excuse me. You are enforcing the meaning from the English dictionary of infallibility and applying this to the system of Islam. He just gave you in Islam. What do we understand by the infallibility of the Prophet?
We call it isma.
So if you don't want to use the word infallible, then call it isma, Arabic word. This is what it entails.
Okay. Because the isma, the right word in Arabic is isma. Okay. Isma in Arabic means he will be infallible
So he's
He do
ma'soom.
things, he's ma'soom. He will not do mistakes after revelation. When Allah revealed to him,
Okay.
he will never,
I can-
he will never go against it.
So let's say this. That is a better, a better explanation rather than actually saying infallible. Right? So when we actually look at that and say that, okay, then we're saying that after revelation, then all the revelations up to then are upheld. He actually embodies the revelations. Is that
Sorry?
good with me?
Up to what? Up before the revelation
All
came?
all the revelations that have been revealed or visited upon him, he actually upheld and abided by them, and it demonstrated
Yes,
it in his life.
exactly.
So that is. So now the question that I was asking first is, how, taking that into consideration, how do we actually explain to the person who is a follower what has been revealed and what has not been revealed in just following that prophet?
Good. That's a good question. Now we say God, Allah in Islam, as we know, if Allah noticed something or knows something, or if Allah, that the Prophet ﷺ did something and Allah didn't rectify him, that means this is the will of God. This is what Allah loves from us. Which means his life now, all of it becomes isma, because if Allah rectified him, we know Allah has rectified him. If Allah didn't rectify him, that means it is the truth, and this how is it. Which means because Allah will be not quiet on things which is against his will.
I hear you.
Yeah?
I hear you.
So now after his death now, we know all his life now, we're not talking about all his life. If the things that been rectified, Allah rectified. The things which is not rectified, it is the truth.
Can I ask you?
Simple. Now it's all his life.
Can you do me a favor? Can you open the ayah on marrying 4 wives? Or marrying more than one wife? Let me just read that ayah from you and translate it.
He's going to read there and say the Prophet married more than 4. And okay, come on, read.
Let him read.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
The reference to multiple wives. And just read.
You want to know?
This is okay.
Read the ayah before
I think
that.
slight, I have slight understanding what you were
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Let's read it.
If you didn't hear, for
Can you read?
example,
No.
to be just
No. Read the start from the start, not just from the start behind before that as well.
yeah, I'm reading.
No, I'm saying that before that, not just that.
I'm reading the ayah.
No, not the ayah.
Or even before that.
Read from before that, and then get to that.
وآتوا اليتامى أموالهم ولا تتبدلوا الخبيث بالطيب, which means give the orphans their wealth and do not exchange, impure with the pure ones. ولا تأكلوا أموالهم إلى أموالكم, and do not eat their wealth with your wealth, which means don't transgress and oppress them. إنه كان حوبا كبيرا. This is a great sin. وأن خفتم ألا تقسطوا في اليتامى, and if you fear not to be just with the orphans, فانكحوا ما طاب لكم من النساء, then marry whatever you wish from the women. مثنى 2, twice, 2, وثلاث, and 3, ورباع, and 4. فإن خفتم ألا تعدلوا, if you fear not to be just, فواحدة أو ما ملكت أيمانكم, then one or what is your right hand possessed. Yeah, ذلك أدنى ألا تعولوا. So this is that. So what, I don't know what's the. So this is to prevent you from doing injustice.
So basically, in terms of marrying,
Leave it open.
in terms of actually marrying, the more than one wife. Is that, can I marry any, if for instance I've got a wife, can I marry any other wives, or is it in the context of what women who do not have fathers? Because we're talking about orphans.
Okay.
How does the orphans come
Okay,
into?
All right.
different question. Okay, carry on.
That's a different question anyway. Now here, we need to understand, there are some scholars, they said this verse was revealed in the time where some of the scholars, they said this, and actually they said this is backed up after after Battle of Uhud and others, they said many of the Muslims died in the battlefield. And then they left families and orphans. So Allah said to them,